What's going on, everybody? This is dathip, the man who's always answering your questions on YahooAnswers.com and the video games and the PC gaming community, and also to inform you of any type of video game news in regards to the PC. Now, I'm not surprised at all at this. I'm a fighting game fan who played Blaze Blue, who's played Mortal Kombat, Injustice, who's played Killer Instinct, who's played Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom, who's played all types of fighting games. And the one that happens to be a franchise that have not appeared on PC for years to come since its initial release date back in 2012, and that was Mortal Kombat 9, the Complete Edition. Because we didn't have that Mortal Kombat game since, I think, Mortal Kombat 4. I believe so, yeah. Not counting emulators. So Mortal Kombat 9 came out in 2012 of July 3rd, I believe, the day before Independence Day. And this was a game that was pretty much flawless on PC. I believe it was ported by High Voltage. And the game was running flawlessly single player, local multiplayer, everything about the game, event matches. Everything was great about the game except the online multiplayer, because it looks like it to be a netcode issue or a region issue. But I couldn't even play people from the U.S. and it was just flat out broken for everybody. You would try to get into a match, you would get in the match, and you would connect, but the game will automatically disconnect. And I mean, as another game crashing, but the game would disconnect from the main menu, and you go right back to the online infrastructure. So it was a big, huge issue with the game, and it took several months to fix it, and it's still not factually fixed for everybody. I still can't play everybody from all types of countries like Bulgaria, from Japan, from countries like Europe, like Germany, stuff like that. These people, I cannot play with them all the time flawlessly for some reason. It's the netcode is not perfect, and that was my main gripe with Mortal Kombat 9. The same situation applies with Injustice. Okay, except that it was even more broken past the online experience. A lot of people couldn't play that game online also, not only day one, but even several months afterwards. That game took 8 months to fix. 8 months to fix flawlessly. Now, for some people, they had no problems with it, but every once in a while they did. But overall, in the community on Steam, who bought Injustice, and I didn't buy it day one, I'm not an idiot, okay? Shame on you. Fool me twice? No. So, Injustice was broken at that time frame. So, not only that, it was also the offline content as well, like single players having 30 frames per second. Not the X-ray moves, but it was I think it was let me think. It was doing the special moves that every single superhero or villain was able to put off. I guess you can pretty much call them X-ray moves. I don't remember the name of it. I haven't played in a while, but that was the main issue. It was like 30 frames per second cutscenes, and I was like, this is BS. You know what I'm saying? This is absolute garbage. And now today, Mortal Kombat 10 comes out officially worldwide on Xbox One, PS4, and now PC. And the PC gaming community was able to actually preload it several hours prior to the release date of today. Okay, it's been, I think, 19 hours now since the release. Actually, I think it's no, I'm sorry. I think it's been 12 hours. Okay, and the game is a total mess. There's people like Toll Biscuit, people all over Steam community. Check the Steam reviews. It's mixed. I looked at it, mostly positive. It went all the way down to mixed. Okay? The game is broken. You have 30 frames per second cutscenes, intros, X-ray moves going 30 frames per second. Game smooth as butter, 60 frames per second. Okay? You have the game crashing on some people. Just flat out just crashing on startup. Just launching the game and just crashing. Get a black screen, bam, crash. Back to the desktop, okay? Or maybe some of them have to close the Steam browsers and relaunch them, okay? Not surprising. This was occurring a few times for those who are playing Injustice, Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition, okay? So those are some issues right there. Some people are downloading these combat packs for the games, and yet they download all of them, and yet they still can't have access to the they don't have access to all the content in game. Okay, it's a total mess. It's broken, and I told all these fools on Steam, and they're telling me that I'm trolling, I'm being foolish, I'm nonsensical, and stuff like that. I'm going to the Steam forums, and a lot of PC gamers, and I think, to be honest, I think they're console fanboys in sheep's clothing. A lot of them are a bunch of idiots. Some of these 3 users, I can't remember the names of. I wish I could expose them right now. They are some of the dumbest fools I've ever encountered in my life trying to defend the practices of this company. Now, none of those, of course, developed the game, but I think the person who ported it was High Voltage. I think they're the same people who did both MK9 and Injustice. I could be wrong, and if I'm, no doubt I probably am wrong. If I am, please correct me in this comment section below. Okay, these are the people that ported this game, and yet these are the same clowns also who pre-ordered this game, even though they didn't learn from the past two games what happens day one with the fighting gaming community, and specifically Mortal Kombat, or anything from NetherRealm as overall, okay? Which I think has only been 2 games so far, those two. And they are pretty much fooling themselves 3 times in a row because they're so desperate to boast about how much money they got in their pocket, their total income, and they're so arrogant about that you can't afford this. I can easily afford Mortal Kombat 10 right now. I can go to greenmangaming.com and I can go get it for $48, 63, just the standard edition, or get the premium edition for $63 right now if I wanted to. Or go to other websites like cdkeys.com, cdkeyhouse.com. I'm not just limited to that just one website. And it's baffling that they tell me that I can't afford this game, or you're just an idiot. It so happens that the game is working for you. No, the game's not flawless. The game is broken. Total Biscuit has a video posted with several thousand likes and dislikes, and it's absolutely broken game. And you guys, you idiots, still have not learned your lesson. You still have not learned your lesson. You still are pre-ordering games day one, knowing damn well what the expectations are, okay, of this game. What's been pretty much, the case for Mortal Kombat 9 Injustice, and yet you still are somehow still pre-ordering the game, and yet expecting a different result. Only an idiot would do the same thing over and over again and expect the same result, or expect a different result. And you guys just don't care. Now, a lot of you guys go to damage control and say, oh, yeah, well, I bought this game just for the single player and the local multiplayer. Really? Well, you practically wasted a lot of your money and your value if you're just going to school all in multiplayer and damage control. The phone's ringing. But it's just baffling to me that you guys are just still doing the same stupid stuff. I'm so glad I didn't give no dinero. No money at all. None of that ching-ching is going to NetherRealms. Okay, I'm going to get this game in the summer. It's probably dropped down to $30 or $20 or by the end of this fall. I'm not going to touch it day one. Only an idiot would buy this game day one and not learn their lesson from NetherRealms or High Voltage mistakes and still expect a different result. Oh, maybe it will get fixed. Maybe the online multiple will just be fixed. Maybe. But now, since we see the results, guess what? 3 times in a row, you mess up. And you still have not learned. You still not learn. PC, Steam, community, you say you have common sense and you say you have intelligence and you know smart consumerism, but apparently you're not actually acting out what you preach. I mean, I understand that. I don't understand this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? And now it's going to take what? How long is it going to take Mortal Kombat 9 to be fixed? Please. Come on, please tell me. Don't tell me I'm going to wait another 8 months for this game to be fixed. I don't care. I got all kinds of games. But one thing is that one of you fools been stalking me on YouTube, and you try to expose me for Dead or Alive 5 last round being broken. No, Dead or Alive 5 last round is not broken. The only thing that's missing is online multiplayer. And I don't even play Dead or Alive 5 for its online multiplayer. Now, I still want my online multiplayer, of course. But I wanted to actually practice with most of the characters because I haven't played Dead or Alive in a long time. You know what I'm saying? So I got it for a good reason. And I only spent $28 and what, I think it was 64 cents on Green Man Gaming. I don't know. I think it was that price, something like that. And then these DLC map packs, you guys want damage control. I'm not buying those DLC map packs. I can just mod it. I don't care what the developer of Tecmo Games said that, oh, we don't want to make no mods for Dead or Alive 5. People are going to do it anyway, so they can bypass all the DLC. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a problem for me. Okay, I don't care about online multiplayer coming. And the game's also cutscenes and the victory poses or the losing poses that these people do in game are at 30 frames per second also. Okay, but probably going to fix that. But that's not been a problem for me. Okay. But for some of you guys just want to bypass that. But I expect them to fix that. It's not a big problem, but it doesn't interrupt the performance. There's been no lag. And I think the controller inputs need to be fixated. But otherwise, Dead or Alive 5 is still a damn good port. It's just missing particle effects and it's pretty much too equivalent to the PlayStation 3 version. Yet, from a graphical standpoint, in terms of detail, it's practically actually better than the PS4 version. But it's just missing the PS4 particle effects. That's it. Okay, you can go to PCGamer.com and read about that claim about it pretty much being equivalent to the PS3 version. That's not true. It's just missing particle effects. And then, the config file needs to be fixed too. So yeah, that's 3 issues. So the configuration of the game, the 30 frames per second log, which is also applicable to Mortal Kombat 9, and the control input. That's it. And that's simplistic stuff. And you can fix that even on your own terms. But otherwise, Dead or Alive 5 Last Round is a good port. You idiots, however, for Mortal Kombat 9, guess what? You still are not learning your lesson. Mortal Kombat 10 is broken. You say it was going to be a damn good port. You say it's going to be a great launch. And guess what? The end result, same thing. Expecting a different result and getting the same thing. Again, correct me if it's from NetherRealm Studios or High Voltage or even another company I'm not familiar with. But please, don't tell me the game is flat out good. Please don't tell me the game is flat out good in terms of a launch game. And all you idiots who spend all that money on preload, guess what? You can't enjoy it to its full potential because now you gotta wait for patches and updates. While the console gamers, Xbox One, PS4 gamers, are going to be enjoying this game and streaming it, even earlier. You know what I'm saying? Some people got earlier boxes for this game from GameSpot or their local mom and pop shop. But PC gamers still not using their common sense and their brain. You Steam users on the Mortal Kombat X forums, you guys are a bunch of fools and a bunch of idiots. And I'm not calling all of you out. I'm talking about the ones who have pre-ordered the game and yet think that this game was going to be flawless on day one launch. I knew this game was going to be broken. I saw all this stuff come, and I was like, this game is not going to be launching. You're not getting my money, NetherRealm Studios. You have not learned your lesson. So all you fools out there, you're a bunch of idiots out there in the comment section. You just give me a headache. But at the same time, you give me, some good humor. You know what I'm saying? You give me a smile that's on the face. You turn that frown upside down. And I just can't stop laughing. It's just, again, you expect a different result, and yet you still have not learned. This is dathip on YouTube. I'm done with this nonsense. Mortal Kombat 10 is broken, and Toll Biscuit as alone just proves it. All you fools wrong on the forums. That's it. Peace.